EA Sports. It's in the game.
Playing skills, you did. Playing skills. Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, all on the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, all on the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, all on the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, all on the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist. I get the money, but I never switch. They saying you switch, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating cause ice on the wrist. I bet you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for them that hate us, I make a lot of new money, When it's not savers, You be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, all on the wrist, watch out for this. I never switch, I never switch, I never switch, I never switch. Ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist,
I was legit ever since I blew. They all on my hey back then didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long that I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex slick then hit with the back then used to out the zip. Blow out the back and then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things pull out the VIP. Suck turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see the GOAT, Tom Brady, and the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots as they take on Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, we're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly, as they get ready to match up with the New England Patriots. Seated next to Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, this one featuring a couple of playoff teams from a season ago, back at it again in 2019.
And we both felt the confidence from both of these teams, right? They feel like they will be back in the playoffs again, but they shouldn't be overconfident. 7 teams last year made the playoffs that didn't make it the previous year, so you're not assured of going back year after year.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Patriots come out led by the 4-time Super Bowl MVP and owner of a record 6 Super Bowl rings. Arguably the greatest to ever play the game, Tom Brady. And we keep asking the same questions every year. How much longer can he keep doing this? Is this the year the dynasty crumbles? And every year, Brady comes out and leads his team to the Super Bowl. They've been there now 3 years in a row, and only one team has made it 4. That's the Buffalo Bills. But remember, they lost all 4 in the early 90s. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. And it's hauled in by Ben Watson. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
And across the midfield, stripe into Eagle territory. Tackle made there by Zach Brown. And now we take a peek at the Patriot offense.
Let's be honest about everyone in the NFL competes, but Julian Edelman, he really competes. Transitioned from a college quarterback to a slot receiver in the NFL, and he thinks that no one can cover him just by sheer force of will.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Brady. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards the pickup there.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, it's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
They go play action for White. Now it's Brady. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up. Golden opportunity, strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field. All right, this is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you might want to think about a pass play in this situation.
Interesting. Time to find out. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run. This is White. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And it's caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Benjamin Watson. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Pats have taken the early lead. Picking up where they left off before the open week that they had last week, as they won going into that. And no signs of being stale.
No, and that's really big for them, because there's a trust factor that goes into this. Because what often happens, if you win the game before your open week, you usually get more time off. But if you win the game before the open week, get more time off, and don't play well the next time out, that goes away. So they're making a statement that they like that time off.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. There's Carson Wentz bringing out the Philadelphia Eagles. 21 touchdown passes, just 7 interceptions for him last year until a back injury knocked him out in Week 14. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Bears. This is Jordan Howard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, it's Howard, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And here are the starters for Philadelphia.
2-time All-Pro center Jason Kelce is one of the most athletic centers in the league. In fact, he went to the University of Cincinnati as a walk-on linebacker before converting to the offensive line. Can pull, trap, get out in front of runners in any situation, and one of the more intelligent centers in the league as well, handling all of their line calls.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Let's go.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
All right, partner, count with me. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Look, he had all day to throw the football and never got rid of it and allowed for the sack. That's not on the offensive line.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. To throw, it's Wentz. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down. How about this for an opening drive decision? You got 4th and short, just outside of field goal range in all likelihood. What do you do?
I'm going for it. I've got to go get it right now. I want to establish a tone. It's early in the game. I want to let my offense know that I believe in them. And you know something else? I let my defense know I believe in them all.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Well, look now at our starting defense. They come into this one 9th in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
On second down, they'll run with White. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
False start, offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
On second down now, it's Howard. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. The safety, Patrick Chung, is the one who makes the stop. For New England, this is how they will line things up defensively. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. On the handoff, this is Howard. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. The run on 3rd and long, so I guess waving the white flag a little bit.
Yeah, and I think sometimes teams are so committed to running the football that they'll take a chance, even in a long yardage situation, to let them know on the other side, this is what we're going to be about today. In this case, they didn't get a first down, but if you're thinking along with them, hey, they might be committed to running it all game long.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Brady and the Patriots now 1st and 10 at their own 44. Brady going to throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Ben Watson was the intended target. And it's 2nd down. Brady will try again on 2nd down.
Well, you got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there. Wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage and make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Brady now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, not that we had any questions, but it's obvious his arm does not hurt today, does it? He does not mind slinging it around.
He is firing that pigskin around the yard. Yeah,
putting it deep downfield, taking shots. Unsuccessful there, but I like his moxie.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Again, it's Brady. And that will be incomplete. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play, because if they get the stop and hold them to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them, because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will make it 10-0 here in the first. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
And out across midfield down to the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. A give to Howard, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? Because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Check 53, Mike. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Right side caught by Jackson. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And avoids the contact by sliding. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. So the youngster able to use the legs to pick up the 1st.
And one of my pet peeves when they see this guy play, when Carson Wentz takes off running the football, I always hear people go, oh, he's sneaky athletic. No, he's athletic. Watch him do it. He's an integral part of the quarterback run game, and he gets it done very, very well.
Yeah, you don't like sneaky athletic, do you? That's just kind of a jab in the back.
Yeah, not when it doesn't apply. I think that's a stereotype that needs to be broken down for him.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Wentz going to throw. And he's got Will Tye complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Sanders. He showed off a nice juke of the defender, but the next wave there to bring him down. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. 2nd down and goal. Wentz. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back out.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Deshaun Jackson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have cut it back within a score. And there was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Play action. Now it's Brady. But he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. First catch there for Thomas. It's a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Good job.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Now Brady. On the left side, a catch by White. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss it.
And they finally get to him as he's taken down. Fletcher Cox has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, that's the 2nd time they've gotten to Brady, and you've got to do it a variety of ways. You want your regular pressure. Sometimes you have to bring extra. But in this case, they got to him, and that just doesn't happen very often.
It's a rarity. He's just such a veteran. His pocket presence so good. But, hey, tip of the cap to the D. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Jordan Howard and the rest of the offense heading back out there. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the 1st half, maybe not so much in the 2nd half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Wentz now, only 1 pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Running with Howard. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 39, Wentz. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Throwing on 1st is Wentz.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving. It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now Wentz. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. From the gun on third down, Wentz. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on fourth down. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. It's up at 10. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like that one?
What does that mean, break out the, just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
A reminder that coming up later tonight, a good one on Sunday Night Football. We'll see what could have been a playoff matchup a season ago. The Bears and the Rams from L.A. And then tomorrow night, Monday Night Football from down in Mexico. Mexico City, to be precise. The Chiefs and the Chargers going at it. Here's Brady to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And complete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Brady now to throw. He hits his target, left side, Watson. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Throwing again on second down. Brady, and Watson has it right side. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards there, first down. Now a play fake here on first down. And this will be incomplete. He was trying to go back to Edelman, but it's going to be second down. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season going to be about 2/3 complete after this weekend, so lots to get to as we check out what's going on here in Week 11. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Will tie the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Throwing is Wentz. Aguilar has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. He's going to fire one deep. Middle. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Nelson Aguilar with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. And there, a post route. Started out right, caught it in the middle of the field, went into the end zone. What typically makes those successful, those deep post routes?
You need help from your complementary receivers, okay? The guy that you want to get the ball is the guy that we just saw catch it and take it into the end zone. So he needs help from the other guys who have to occupy anyone in the middle of the field. Whether it's one safety, sometimes you get 2 guys in there, either run routes at them so they have to cover them, or somehow freeze them by running underneath them and hoping to draw them towards the line of scrimmage and throw it over his head.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
I'm guessing, partner, that if we're in the huddle with the Patriots right now, there's not a single guy that thinks they have any chance of coming back in this one, especially not with Tom Brady.
Yeah, who's Tom Brady? What's he done in the past as far as comebacks are concerned? They're down right now, but that can evaporate quickly with him in the huddle. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They go play action for White. Now it's Brady. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. N'Keal Harry, the rookie, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another 1st down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Brady now on 1st down. His throw caught right around the 6. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. The end result, 21 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. and reading your keys. You always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Brady to throw again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Benjamin Watson, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
That time, a 6-play drive. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Carson Wentz and the Eagles make their way out to the field. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right thing.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Lawrence Guy. Excellent job on that play. A big loss. 18 yards.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Now a play fake. Wentz. He's going to let this go deep for... He's got a man. Complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. They run with Howard. There to stop him, Jawan Bentley. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now Howard. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 11 yards there, just like last play.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Dante Hightower on the stop.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Jamie Collins, formerly of the Browns, in on the tackle.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today.
A 27-yard attempt.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes Tom Brady and the Patriot offense back onto the field. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if we can drive the bus here again on this drive. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They will run with White out of the shotgun. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 12 yards there and a first down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Check out.
They go right back to White here on 1st down. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, He's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that's going to tie things at 20. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jordan Howard and the rest of the offense heading back out there. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there'll be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Wentz now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They go counter with Howard. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Now, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This time it's 3rd and 3. It's complete left side to Aguilar. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They fake the give. Now Wentz. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Ball start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now, Wentz again. Ertz has it left side. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 1 yard is the gain there. It'll bring up second down.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The tackle was made by Michael Bennett.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Jamie Collins in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And Elliott puts this one through. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Tom Brady needing a 4th quarter comeback here. He's actually only done it 8 times in the last 5 years, but if you break that down further, the Pats in those years rarely losing in the 4th quarter like they are now. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first, it's good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his. But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Let's go. Do it.
And out now come the Eagles. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Jamie Collins able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And it's fielded at the 34. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So the Patriots coming out now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he's got the first down. Yardage before being taken down at midfield. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
That throw by Brady incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Left side, it's Dorsett. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. New England on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Oh, they come after him, and it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. 20, 10, and he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. In for the score. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Elliott on for the extra point. And then his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Brady going to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Watson. 25 yards that time. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him to maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Wait, that 380! 58, the mark. Come to my work. We want it. Come to my 380. Hey!
From midfield, here's Brady. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time, but it'll be 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Brady. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
In this situation, the dictation is coming from the defense, right? They're going to tell you, you can have 6, 7 yards, do that all the way downfield. Let's just go ahead and take the time off the clock. I think they've got to start attacking vertically a lot more.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. The Pats do snap it. It's Brady. He's going to look deep down the field. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. But they can thank their defense for another stop, and now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock. Work it down, and of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you can pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running.
Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on 2nd down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, and then you stop that clock. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And this won't get there, won't be on line either. It's no good, off to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, But the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
Brady and the Patriots now down by 10. A minute 51 on the clock. They'll need a score here and also likely an onside kick recovery. But first things first. 1st and 10. To throw is Brady. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. Back to throw, Brady.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. To throw is Brady. To the right side, and he's got Edelman. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now Brady. And this is caught. It's Edelman. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. To throw again on 2nd down. Brady. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Brady now to throw. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And they take a knee and whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Here we go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for Philadelphia, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll week. Meanwhile, for New England, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-4. Week at home against New England.
Ladies and gentlemen,